Hi everyone, welcome to another video. So firstly, I'm extremely sorry for delaying this video because this video had to come very much earlier than what I expected. So firstly, the reason I delayed this video is I had other personal trips, commitments and all. So apart from that, I was doing a lot of testing for this bike. So that's the reason the video got delayed for this. So this video will be divided into three parts. So firstly, I'll give the overview of what all the performance modifications have been done. So individual videos have already been uploaded in my YouTube channel. You can refer that. So second part will be what was the reason of me adding these performance modifications. The third one is what is the improvement after adding all these performance modifications. So let us start with the first one. So first thing which I have added is the Red Rooster Vertex silencer. So this I am using with DB killer. In the traffic, in the trips I had done without DB killer. So this is the first modification, and the second modification is I have added the BMC Air filter, which you can refer in the previous videos. And the third one is I have added NGK Spark Plug. This is the complete kit which comes with the plug and the cable. And the last one is I have added Fuel X. This is basically a fuel optimizer from the company named Race Dynamics. So coming to the overall cost, this costed around MRP is 9,200. This one is around 3,000, and coming to the Fuel X is around 9,000 something. Then BMC Air filter is around 5,750. So approximation cost, I think it will come around 20,000 plus. So let us go to the second part now. So coming to the second part, I'll tell you what was the need of doing this performance accessories. So firstly, so this bike I do always, majority of the trips is only long touring. So I do with pillion. So when I do with pillion, the problem is there's additional added weight. And since I use a complete luggage setup with panniers and top box, what happens is the speed which I do will always be around 100 to 110. So the vehicle basically struggles in cruising at more than 100. So that's the one issue which I faced. Another one is due to added weight and everything, there is a significant drop in mileage, and I don't get the throttle response how much ever I expect. So that was one of the main reason. The second one is whenever I do off-road trails, so that time I was feeling little lack of power. Of course, there's a lot of initial torque in this vehicle, so I felt I can use much more power and enhance this. So that was another option. So third one is I do very less city rides, but if you ride this one in city, a lot of riders have seen there's a lot of heating issue in the engine. So that was one of the major issues. So these were the main three things, the reason I went with performance modifications. So now I'll be telling you the third part, what after doing all this modification, what big difference it made for this vehicle. So before starting the third part, I'll let you know. So this is completely my user experience. So what I have gained from this performance modification. It might vary for different people, though this is completely my opinion about this. So coming to the differences what I faced. So let us go one by one. Firstly, adding only exhaust or only air filter or only Fuel X doesn't make any difference. So the difference is very marginal. So if you want to get maximum power or maximum response, what you have to do is you should always go with the combination itself. So if maximum air is going to the engine, of course you need more fuel for this. So that's how the power comes. So if you add more air and more fuel, of course you need free flow exhaust for this. That time only you can extract more power from it. So if you want to get more power, more performance, you need to add BMC air filter, Fuel X and exhaust. NGK, I would say it is kind of optional, but it's good to have. That's what I would say. So let me tell what are the changes after adding all this. The changes, I will tell you the various scenarios which I have tested. So first one which I tested is Fuel X is in a stock condition, that is setting 3. So setting 3 is the ideal situation which the company has given. So with standard Fuel X as 3 setting, then with the DB killer probably the performance is good compared to the stock, but it is not doesn't make much of a difference. So you can easily cruise at 100, 110, 120 as well, but it is only slightly increase in power comparing to the stock. So that is the first scenario. So scenario number 2 is where you use fuel X at 4 or 5, that is increasing more fuel. With DB killer there is little rise in power, so probably you can expect if you compare with the time, it will hardly be difference of like if you compare 0 to 100 kmph, hardly there will be difference of 1 second. But what you feel is you will feel more rather than if you see the time chart. So that's what I felt. Let's move to the third scenario. So this is the best scenario which I felt, which a rider has to opt. So the setting of fuel X would be 4 or 5, and that is without DB killer. So this is where you feel the real difference. So from the stock. So this is the setting which I have used personally. So with pillion I have done ride around 600-700 kilometers. I felt more power. Mileage is comparatively better than what I used to get before, since being I'm getting more power and the vehicle cruise at higher speed also. So this I felt this is the best setting. I would recommend this setting as well. This is the last and final scenario. So in this you have a fuel X setting which is around 7 and above. So that time the fuel is more into the engine, and you have a complete free flow exhaust. So this setting is completely a magic, but the only downfall is the mileage will reduce drastically. So in this what I saw is vehicle can easily reach high speeds of around 130 or something in 5th gear. 4th gear you can go up till 100 very easily. It goes very fast. So this is the setting. I wouldn't recommend this setting because it might affect the engine life, which I felt personally. So if you want to enjoy more power for certain duration, you can easily go for fuel X settings around 7 or 8 with a complete free flow exhaust. Now coming to the final conclusion. So after adding all this apart from each scenarios which I explained, the best thing is, firstly is the engine runs much smoother, and the second one is there is not much of a heating issue which I felt even in city or during higher rides. Third one is there's an increase in power. Fourth one is whenever you use setting as 3 or 4 with or without DB killer, the mileage doesn't drop much. In fact, it will be around plus or minus 1, I would say. So with pillion, it has been a drastic difference for me because there's more increase in power, and the mileage, if you see, right, my vehicle, I think it, apart from the vehicle weight, we add around another 200 kgs to it, and with all other accessories as well. So adding this, for the mileage was, for me it was coming around 23-24 considering the speed of 100 kmph. So but when I did with performance modification with pillion, I got more power as well, and the mileage was completely even better compared to what I used to get. So firstly, I would say this is completely optional. Only if you need, you can do it. Otherwise, you can just ignore it. This by default itself gives good power to do long rides. And finally, I'm happy with whatever power output I was getting. Initially, I was thinking probably it wouldn't make much of a difference. So finally, what I would suggest is, if you have the budget, if you want to extract more power, don't even think. Blindly you can go for it. So blindly meaning you can go for fuel X, the Red Rooster exhaust with BMC air filter and NGK combination. So that's it for this video, guys. If you have any queries, please do comment down below. I will whatever I said in this video, I'll just provide in the description as well, so that it will be easier for you to understand. So the next video will be probably be a dyno test for this, so where I'll get the complete report of how much power has been increased, that I'll be sharing very soon. So probably if you need any more videos regarding this, please let us know. Please do comment down below. Thank you all.